Talk a lot about how good those like early 2000s Warhouse books were, like Planetary, Authority.
Yeah, I remember when I
highly recommend you guys, if you want fantastic action adventure comic books, Planetary, Authority, early stuff by Warhouse.
It's funny because actually when I was back at Carnegie Mellon, there was, I think it was my sophomore year of college, Authority, Planetary, all of Alan Moore's ABC books, Promethea, Top 10, Tom Strong, they all came out in the same year, and it was just like really brilliant year of sort of pulling me out of you know, the Marvel and DC bubble that I've been living in for a long time. And you know, I still love Marvel and DC, but I wanted to create a book that would I was kind of writing this to myself, you know, that sophomore year of college, sitting in mine and my roommate Jamie's living room, you know.
You wrote yourself a love.
I did. I wrote like my 22.
I wasn't aware that that's what we were embarking on.
Yeah. It's really meta, this project.
Yeah. No, that's good.
That's why you see it's just a love letter.
It's just actually volume 2 is just gonna be me in college reading comics. That's all it's gonna be.
Corey, you also have a lot of influence you've been drawing from, kind of helping Michael develop this. What were some of them that really went into the creation of this?
I mean, what inspired us at the beginning was the Archie Double Digest, Betty and Veronica.
Little Archie.
Little Archies were good, yeah. That was good for me. No, really?
Everybody laughed.
Yes. That was funny. It was funny.
Laughing on the inside doesn't count.
That makes me feel so old when people are like, Archie?
I mean, actually, like a lot that had come from the inspiration from this, not just beyond comics, but was a lot of the Arthurian folklore. So there was actually a lot of research that went into what we're doing in the world of Camelot and what was happening with the Knights at the Round Table, those guys with shiny swords. It was good.
Corey, you're killing it, Comic-Con! What else you got, Stephen? I think it's best we move on.
Michael, can we, since these people made the trek out here, can we spoil the first 4 issues? Kind of take us through the story. What we're going to see in the first. It's a 4-issue miniseries, by the way.
I'm gonna start at the end and work my way back to the beginning. No, yeah. So the first, hopefully, will be the first of a number of volumes. It's 4 issues long, and it basically throws you right into the middle of the world. It takes place about a month into President Jefferson Monday's first administration. And Matthew D. has been what they call in his program the protector of the realm. Most major world powers, it's sort of a slight parallel to nuclear powers we have out here, have a protector of the realm, which is a combat mage, sort of doing just that, protecting their home turf. So he's been at it, he's new at it, he has a mentor who's a protector before him named Henry Edison, and they have sort of a new handler named Vivian Locke. And early on, they discover that there is this occult weapons dealer selling occult technology, which is a blend of magic and science, magic and technology, on the black market, and it's falling into the hands of cults, and it's falling into the hands of terrorists. And this person, unknown, is referring to himself out there as the Pendragon. And this is a title that relates obviously back to Arthurian legend, and also specifically to a prophecy that is held fairly sacred in Matthew's particular magical order called the Ambrosian Order. And as you get into the book, you'll see that there's sort of this network of mystery schools and invisible colleges set up around the planet, where different mages are sort of trained and then are farmed out to government agencies. And Matthew is sort of interesting because he was a natural skeptic. He was not someone that as a young man would have ever thought anything like this existed. He was not someone who would ever be at Comic-Con. He's not someone who ever really bought into fantasy at all. And that's because there were some things that were going on with him in his life that were pretty sad. So the fact that he has ended up in his position is sort of ironic to him. And he's the voice of reason. You know, he's a funny guy, and he's good at his job, and he's very driven, but I wanted to create a magician character who wasn't completely eccentric, and was sort of the guy that's watching the world go on around him and going, you know, I don't know if I buy into all of this. He sees magic as a means to an end. He sees it as a tool, but he doesn't necessarily believe this Pendragon prophecy, which is the idea that Camelot will return one day, that this Arthurian figure will come back, this great leader, and everyone in the world will sort of have this magical ability, innate magical ability unlocked within them. So it's sort of a parallel to, you know, certain Messiah myths that are out there, and I just like the idea of there being this bad guy out there who's sort of claiming to be this great leader because it twists the what's supposed to be a good prophecy for the force of evil. I don't know, and I think there's a lot of that sort of contradiction out there today in the world. So.
Michael, can you be more specific?
I would like to, but we don't have a lot of time.
Now, Zach, when we started working together, I never knew that you were such an incredibly talented illustrator, and the fact that you illustrated this entire book by yourself
With my toes.
with your toes was something that I really, that just went above and beyond passion.
That's not true.
No, we have a great illustrator who actually lives far away in Eastern Europe, Anna, and we're really lucky that you brought us together. It was interesting to watch everybody go through the process of making that decision. What? What's the matter? You okay?
Did you burp Corey has a crush on him.
Oh, and it was really a good fit. You know, to watch the aesthetic come together was something that was really, I think, obviously hugely important.
Yeah, I think I always knew that I wanted this world to be have a bit of an animated style. I wanted it to feel very poppy and but at the same time really fluid. And she's just been, I mean, the work she's been turning in for us has just been awesome and really inspiring me as I'm doing, you know, as I've been going further along in the script process. Obviously, I've said this before, but there's a lot of comparisons between her work and anime and manga. The first time I saw her stuff, it reminded me a bit of Aeon Flux, which I thought was kind of cool, except it's a little bit softer than that. But she has this really classical fairy tale illustration style to her as well, to her work, which I love, and I think is sort of fitting for the book in an unexpected way.
Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, you're holding a signed copy of the issue by you and Michael, right?
I'm not going to correct you because you're not wrong.
We have like 5 or 6 of those, but before the end of the panel, we have to kind of figure out what to do with them.
Okay. How much time do we have left in the
Well, we got time. We got to start thinking about it now, so that when the time comes, we'll know how to handle giving them away.
All right, definitely the best question gets one. That's for sure. We have 6 to give away.
I think someone should.
No, we're not asking questions yet.
I think someone should perform a magic trick. If anybody out there's got a magic trick.
So magic trick is one. Best question is another one.
Magic trick right here.
Whoa! All right, well, let's hold off. We just want to
All right, Stephen, welcome back.
The first issue of this book is coming out in August, but it is available right now at the Archaia booth. It's a 4-issue miniseries. Michael, we're only planning to do one right now, but what are your hopes for where we might go?
17 different
Yes, it'll be a 17-volume series. Now, I just hope to kind of, I have sort of I do have an end in mind, but I think we can take our time getting there. I'd love to see this go on for a very long time, and I sort of see it coming out in volumes like this, not necessarily all 4-issue arcs. Maybe we can do more next time. I don't know. It depends on you guys, really, I guess. But I have at least the next 2 arcs in mind. So I know where I want to take the book, definitely for at least the next 2 series. But those are things that I have to discuss with this guy. and these guys, and then I guess sell it to you.
Why don't we just do that right now?